to love you. Some may get you. Whatever may come, your heart I will choose. Forever I'm yours, forever I do.
Lovely. Will the guests please be seated? Remember what I said? A very, very warm welcome, everybody, here for the marriage of Tony and Carol. It's Tuesday, the 5th of March 2024, and we're at the beautiful Powder Mills Hotel. Now, Carol, you've been accompanied here today by Mum Mary, and I'm sure you are incredibly proud standing next to your beautiful daughter. I would like to thank you on behalf of Tony and Carol for playing such an important role in today's ceremony. I will also make special mention of Dad Ian, who is looking down and bursting with pride on what would have been his birthday. So on behalf of the couple, thank you very much. I'm going to invite you to take your seats. I'm going to invite Alex and Sam to take their seats. And I'm going to ask you two to take your seat here at the front so your guests get a full-on idea of how fabulous both of them. So once again, everybody, a very, very warm welcome here today. My name is Nicola Pankhurst. I'm a Deputy Superintendent Registrar with the East Sussex Registration Service, and it really is a pleasure and a very great privilege to lead you through the ceremony here today. My colleague at the registration desk, in fact I'm going to go over here so that Linda gets full attention, is the fabulous Linda Clark. She has legal responsibility for today's ceremony. She will be watching and listening very carefully to ensure that the legal requirements are being met before completing our marriage schedule. Linda is a very important person here today. Indeed, without her presence, this marriage would not be lawful. Now, before I continue, I need to tell you that the place in which we are met has been duly sanctioned according to law for the celebration of civil marriage, and that you are all here today to witness and celebrate the marriage of Anthony Stanley Victor Hatfield to Carol Ann Reeves. However, if any person present knows of any legal reason why this marriage should not take place, you should declare it now. Total silence.
I understand. That's a good thing.
So you're happy?
Fine.
We have a happy registrar. We can continue. And to you both, marriage in this country means the union of two people voluntarily entered into for life to the exclusion of all others. It's solemn and it's binding. But marriage is so much more than any legal definition. It is all the best in living together. It is contentment, joy, laughter, supporting each other's hopes and dreams, and knowing that when faced together, no problem is ever as hard as it may first appear. And the purpose of marriage is that you may always love, care for, and support each other through the joys and the sorrows of life. And it calls for commitment for life, cooperation, mutual respect, and above all, friendship. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I believe marriages like this are the most special. After 29 years, you still want to take this enormous step, and it really is very, very special. However, before you are joined in matrimony, I have to remind you of the solemn and binding character of the vows that you're about to make. That said, civil marriage in this country is a fairly simple process involving two declarations repeated after me. The first when our couple declare that they are legally free to marry, and the second when they take each other as partners in their marriage. So, you've both heard some weighty words. You've taken your time to get here. I ask you the following.
Same to you.
I know. This one.
Are you both ready to make your vows?
Yes.
I'm going to ask you to stand as you are, side by side. That's it, just stand as you are, perfect. You can hold hands if you want, face your guests for this side by side. Fantastic. So Tony, I'm going to ask you to repeat after me. I do solemnly declare
I do solemnly declare
that I know not
that I know not
of any lawful impediments
of any lawful impediment
why I, Tony,
why I, Tony,
may not be joined in matrimony
may not be joined in matrimony
to Carol.
to Carol.
Perfect. Carol, please repeat after me. I do solemnly declare
I do solemnly declare
that I know not
that I know not
of any lawful impediment
of any lawful impediment
why I, Carol,
why I, Carol,
may not be joined in matrimony
may not be joined in matrimony
to Tony.
Tony.
Perfect. You have both now declared your legal freedom to marry. And I'm going to ask you, standing as you are, just turn and face each other. You can't hold hands with two hands, it's build-up time. Because it's nearly Okay. So I'm going to ask you each to reply I do to a question before we get on to the final vow. So Tony, do you take Carol to be your lawfully wedded wife, and do you promise to love her and support her through whatever the future may hold?
I do.
And Carol, do you take Tony to be your lawfully wedded husband, and do you promise to love him and support him through whatever the future may hold?
I do.
Perfect. Tony, please repeat after me. I call upon these persons here present
these persons here present
to witness that I, Tony,
to witness that I, Tony,
do take thee, Carol,
do take thee, Carol,
to be my lawful wedded wife.
to be my lawful wedded wife.
Perfect. Now, Tony, do not let go of those hands, because technically you're married, but Carol isn't. However, we need a matching pair. So, Carol, please repeat after me. I call upon these persons here present
these persons here present
to witness that I, Carol,
to witness that I, Carol,
do take thee, Tony,
do take thee, Tony,
to be my lawful wedded husband.
to be my lawful wedded husband.
Perfect. Now, traditionally, a ring has been given as a way of sealing a marriage contract, and Tony and Carol have chosen this very special way of marking the vows that they have taken. In giving and receiving these rings, they acknowledge that their lives are joined in one unbroken circle, and that these rings are an outward sign that wherever they go and whatever they do, they will always return to their shared lives together. So I would like to invite Mum Mary forward with the rings. I'm just going to move these out of the way, thinking photographs. And then I'm going to ask you, Mary, to come and stand this side, looking straight through the middle. Thank you very much. So Tony, will you please take the ring you have for Carol? Place it on the third finger of her left hand, halfway up, and while you hold it there, repeat after me. Carol, I give you this ring
Carol, I give you this ring
as a token of my love and loyalty,
as a token of my love and loyalty,
and as a reminder of the promises
and as a reminder of the promises
we have made to each other today.
we have made to each other today.
I will love you today, tomorrow, and always.
I will love you today, tomorrow, and always.
Lovely. Excellent. So, Carol, please take the ring you have for Tony. Mary, I'm going to ask you to stay there for a moment.
Okay.
Place it on the third finger of his left hand, about halfway up, and what you hold it there, repeat after me. Tony, I give you this ring
Tony, I give you this ring
as a token of my love and loyalty,
and a token of my love and loyalty,
and as a reminder of the promises
and as a reminder of the promises
we have made to each other today.
we have made to each other today.
I will love you today, tomorrow, and always.
I will love you today, tomorrow, and always.
Okay. So Mary, thank you for looking after the rings. Before you take your seat, can you just check their final location and confirm to me you're happy they're in the right place?
Yes, I know.
Mary's happy, I'm happy, please take your seat. Round of applause for Mary. So I can now say that Tony and Carol have made here today those declarations prescribed by law. They have made solemn and binding contracts with one another in the presence of their family, friends and witnesses, and they have sealed that contract with the giving and receiving of rings. It therefore gives me very great pleasure to declare that you are lawfully husband and wife. You may kiss your bride round the floor. So ladies and some closing words for both of you. You're about to take your first steps in married life together. As you do that, remember to hold each other when it's cold. If the air around you ever gets too close, leave a little space so that each of you can breathe. If that road ahead of you ever becomes narrow, you might have to choose one of you to go first. Always be willing to lead, but never be afraid to follow. Trust your partner and yourself, for marriage is a journey that leads to great love, and above all, please continue to keep enjoying each other. Ladies and gentlemen, will you please stand and greet with a round of applause the very newly married Mr. and Mrs. Hatfield.
Thank you.
Smashing it.
I'd like to start off by saying a massive thank you to you all for being able to share this wonderful day with us. We know some of you have travelled a long way to be here, and it wouldn't be the same without any of you. I'd like to say a huge congratulations to Mum and Dad, Bud, as he's known, on finally being able to have their special day together. I couldn't have asked for a better Mum and Dad growing up, and we all know how you have put our family first on so many occasions. So to finally be able to see you both have a day all about the two of you and get married is truly such a proud moment for me and everyone here. Normally when you get married, people say that the dynamic starts to change and you have to do what your wife asks you going forward. Luckily for Dad, he's had years of practice, so there won't be any adjustments needed there. Unless it's moving the car seat back after Mum's had a drive in Dad's car. It seems like only yesterday you told us that you'd finally got engaged. Fast forward to today, and Dad's slightly less stressed than he has been throughout the planning stage. And you've even got a beautiful granddaughter to share the special day with you as well. We've never had the biggest of families growing up, but that's not stopped us from having so many amazing memories together. And this is just another one to add to the collection. One notable person who would have given anything in the world to be here is Grandad, who firstly would have said, "It's about bloody time, Tony," or Anne, or Beetle, as you would call over the years. Mum has always been a daddy's girl, and I can guarantee that he's looking down on you today, so proud that you're finally getting married, and will be so pleased Gran has been able to walk you down the aisle in his absence. To finish, I'd like to ask if you can all join me in a glass, not only to remember those who cannot be part of this day with us, but also in congratulations to Mum and Dad.
Tony and Carol.
Carrie's got one piece, hasn't
Big wine.
I had vetted this.
Big wine. My beautiful wife and I would like to welcome you all here today. We know that some of you have travelled a long way, and it means so much to both of us that you've all made the time with us or to be with us on one of the most emotional and enjoyable days of our lives.
Well done.
Thanks, Millie.
Excuse me.
I'd like to ask that we take a moment to remember those that cannot be with us today, namely my mum and dad and Ian. So please join me in raising a glass to them, so to missing friends and family.
If you paint with that.
Today has been some 7 months in the planning and was thrown a curveball, but as you know, the original venue cancelled less than 2 months ago. Normally, this would have meant a move of day, but today would have been Ian's birthday, and it's important for us to keep this day. We were fortunate and grateful that the powder mill stepped in, and a special thanks to Amy from the powder mill has gone out of her way to help. After that, the Hatfield and the Breeds family went into overdrive. And we can't say how grateful we are to all the people that have helped to keep us on track and help get us here today. Special thanks to Mary for supplying the flowers today, and our sons and Becky and Alex who have kept us oldies in check and calmed us down and taken some of the pressure off us. I have to say both of us have spent our lives bringing up our sons and guiding them, but it's been hard for us, well, okay, I'll be honest with me, to listen to someone else and let them take control and give us some guidance and advice. Thank you to both Becky and Alex for helping Carol, and I'm sure you'll agree that they look absolutely stunning today. And of course, I can't move on without a special mention to Diminish, who on cue, who whilst isn't quite at the stage that she can talk, looks fabulous and has an ability to capture and melt absolutely everybody's heart that she sees. I'd like to say a massive thanks to both of my best men, my boys, who have done us proud. Hello, could I ask?
Deep breath then.
I'm not going to say that I'm blessed to have the best men that anybody could wish for. Thank you to Mary, who from the first time I met both her and Ian, they both made me feel at home, an instant part of the family, and became my second mum and dad. And Ian, who had the patience of a saint to help me with any DIY I attempted. He did, as always, give me some sound advice by saying, "Boy, you should not start any DIY projects unless you are fully supervised." And finally, to my wife, what can I say? Day one, she has had the patience of a saint, borne out by the fact that she's waited nearly 29 years to be here today. They say that a wife should be like your best friend. You share the good times, the bad times, the laughter and the sadness. Throughout all of these, she has been by my side. There is never a dull moment in their house, and that is largely due to her influence. She has helped bring up our 2 boys to be the men that they are today. She keeps me in line, puts up with my jokes and pranks. Like the time I switched the heated seat on in the car, she didn't realise and spent the next 3 hours absolutely roasting. But she will have her moments, like the time she used my tweezers to fix the toilet seat and put them back without telling me. I didn't realise she'd broken them and only confessed under intense questioning. Carol is thoughtful, kind, and in addition to becoming my wife, is my best friend. Please can you join me and raise your glasses to my beautiful wife, Carol.
Carol.
Hay feeders earlier.
Yes, it's very lovely.
Obviously going last, might be some recycled material on it. We'll do our best.
Get the theme.
Yeah. So, firstly, I want to of course thank everyone for coming today. This day has been a long time in the making and I'm just happy we got here in the end. I'll apologise and take some of the blame for that, as Mum did tell me that marriage was originally on the cards until I came along, due to them realising just how much I was going to cost them. This wedding so far has been perfect. I would describe it as small and full of love, which I think is rather fitting when you look at our family, and also an easy way to describe my mum. That's the benefit of being a family, is you get to spend your whole life thinking of nicknames and ways of describing your parents when other people ask about them. For my mum, for example, we would go with chef. She's always made sure I was well fed and still does now, and of course nurse, as she is always the one I'll be going to when I'm feeling a tantramatic and looking for sympathy for the common cold. My dad's required slightly more thought, but I've gone with 2 that need no more description, those being the bank and also taxi driver. Now, of course, I would love to stand up here and say chef, but I don't know if McDonald's drive-thru and pizza deliveries would count. I'll apologise to everyone in the room though now for saying that, as you will all individually be reminded that he occasionally makes spaghetti bolognese. But when he's describing the amazing detail that goes into such a technical dish, just nod and say you're sure it tastes nice. He will slowly stop. I'm sure I've played a role in causing a lot of stress in your lives, but I hope I've also done enough to make up for it in various ways, as I mean it when I say just how much I love you guys. Everyone who talks to me about you both would know that, but I'm not always great at telling you. But that is, unless I need something. On the other hand, the common term is that stress ages you. And whilst my mum looks as beautiful as ever and can sit there rest assured knowing we will never talk about woman's age, my dad, on the other hand, is currently at the big 6-0. However, I will be the first to compliment him and say how good it looks on him. Fun bit of wedding engagement now though, and don't panic because the answers will be revealed at the end. The reason my dad does look so good at 60, would it be down to because he has no hair, so we can't see the grey? B, his newfound love for health and fitness, or is it C, an abundance of Eleanor's skin products? So keep those in your thoughts for now. A serious business now, as I just want to finally allude to the fact that whilst we are blessed to be here today, I know some people that will be watching on just as happy, if not more than we are. My granddad, who some of you may have known as Ian, husband and father, some of you known as Tenford. My thoughts are also equally with Nanny Jill and my other granddad, who was also called Ian. Clearly a popular name at the time and a fitting name for the most amazing of grandparents. So please, when raising your glass at the end, can your thoughts be with them too, as they are watching and undoubtedly cheering louder than any of us are here. End of the speech now, and normally this would be the part where you would normally welcome the bride to the family, but who are we kidding? Mum, without you there wouldn't be a family. You are the glue that holds us all together, and I couldn't imagine a world when you're not on the end of a phone or a random pop in to use the shower and drop off some washing to be ironed? Answer time, was it A, no hair, B, the gym, or C, Elemis? It's D. It's all of the above. And you do look good for 60, Dad. Lastly, I hope you've enjoyed this speech and I've made you both just as proud as I am here today of both of you. You are the most amazing parents I could have ever wished to have had, and a true example for what true love really is meant to be. And I hope I've also even made up for the fact that you like to remind me, Mum, that you cried when you found out you were getting another son, as opposed to the girl you always wanted. Ladies and gentlemen, raise your glasses to my parents and the long-awaited Mr. and Mrs. Hatfield. There we go. Bring it on to them. Thank you.
I bring her coffee in the morning. She brings me the peace. I take her out to fancy restaurants. She takes the sadness out of me. I'll make her cards on her birthday. She makes me a better man. I take her water when she's thirsty. She takes me a time. I love it when her mind wanders, and she loves it when I stay at home. I know she's lost and she knows when I feel alone. From all my airs and graces to the little things I do, everything is pointless without you. Of all the dreams I'm chasing, was only one I choose. Everything is pointless without you. Light the fire when it's cold out, and she lights up the room. I hope that you love me